Hey, what is going on? And welcome back to the channel. Today we're taking a look at Solana, and wow, it has appreciated massively. I do want to say that I'm not a financial advisor. Anything you do is on you, and you should do your own research before investing money into crypto. So right now we're on the daily chart, and our target at $115 has been met, and this is the second level on the fib retracement. And I've placed the fib retracement from the start of the bull market for Solana over here, where the bullish cross occurred on the daily chart, all the way to the top over here, where we peaked out in May. And ever since then, we have been, dipping below the 382 on the fib. So these levels were your best buying levels that you had, and I've been giving you those for number of weeks. And just from here, because this was a level that I was giving you, just from here, if you bought in there and you're still holding, and you sold at this retracement that was 445%. At the second fib level, it was 387%. And at the 1.618, it was 293%. So either way, you're in profit. So right now we're on the daily, and you can see that we're very overextended from the daily EMA. And this is quite unhealthy. We're going parabolically. So I'm going to give you a couple of levels to buy back into Solana. Obviously, the first one being the 1.618, $93. And if we end up rolling back and holding this as support, this would be very nice. We would let the 20 EMA catch up, let the 55 EMA catch up, and then we can bounce off the 20 EMA and continue with our bull trend. But to be honest with you, I don't think that's going to happen, because I think if we start correcting on Solana, we're going to come back down, and we might even hit the 1.272 on the fib. So have all these fib levels as nice buying orders. So $93, $81, 60 cents, and $73.65. Uh, because you never know. Uh, we got so parabolic over here that you might just come back down, lose the 20 as support, and bounce off the 55. And the 55 is currently sitting at $58.41. And that would be a whopping correction of almost 50%. That's right. So yeah, we still do have one level that we haven't reached. That is the 2.414. That is at 130, pretty much $138. So from where we are right now to that target, it's another 23%. And we may potentially come back down and just hold the 1.618 as support, and then have that another impulsive wave to this target over here. But we're very much overbought on all the time frames, all the important time frames on the daily, the weekly, the 12 hourly. So a correction is gonna come, and if it's gonna come, it's gonna be nasty. So I would suggest taking profits, guys. You could have taken profits over here at $130, $115, $93, because we are coming back down to the 20 EMA. Think of the 20 EMA as a magnet, and it pulls the price back to it. And sooner or later you're gonna bounce off of it, and more likely than not, when the EMA starts creeping up, you're gonna lose it as support, because the 55 is far away from it. You can see that the gap that we have in between the EMAs, this distance over here, the gap is fairly large. So that just confluence to the fact that you're going to lose the 20 as support and bounce off the 55, hopefully. So yeah, take profits when you can. If you're buying long term, then just go and stake your Solana. Don't worry about the charts. Don't worry about the technical analysis. So yeah, I gave you your buy orders. If we were to go higher, okay, and I'm just gonna bring out another fib retracement over here. So if we were to go higher, let's say this was our bottom, and we peaked out over here. Okay, I'm gonna stretch it out like this, and we're just gonna remove this fib for a second. So what you can see happening over here is from the start of this impulsive wave over here at $43, we went up, peaked out over here at 130, and now we're having a little pullback. That pullback can bring us to the 0.618, which is the golden ratio. Uh, that is pretty much where most of the pullbacks happen. You come back to the 618, and then you have another impulsive wave. So $96.40 is another strong level. Below that, we have the 0.5, $86.10, the 0.5, which I think would be even more likely because that is where the 20 EMA is starting to creep up to. So we potentially can bounce off of that and have another impulsive wave. And you're looking at $165 per Solana. If we're going to the 1.414, and the 1.272 is at $153. So if we adhere to support and we hold key levels of support, you can potentially see Solana go to $216. Okay, that would be so overextended. That would be super overextended. But like I said, you need to hold support. Right now, you're below the second fib level, so I would say it's more likely than not that you're gonna start coming back down. Okay, so this 618 is a nice level to buy some Solana. The 20 MA is a nice level as well, and the 0.5 is a nice level as well. So bring out the EMAs to your charts, and just take a look at them, and that's really good. But we're just gonna have these two fib levels together, uh, just because I want to keep track of everything. We started a new impulsive wave, and I think this first fib is really important because you want to see the support levels. And as you can see, that some of the support levels, some of the fib levels co-align with each other. So that way you can see that there's a lot more strength in the support over here. For example, on the second fib that I just drew, the 382 co-aligns with the 1.272, which is a nice support level to hold for Solana. And as you can see, that is around $76, $73 to $75. Yeah, which is a nice support level because you can see there's a lot of price action over here, and that is potentially your high. That you mean this is your previous local high, and you usually come back down on the previous high. You can just look at that based off of your candles alone. So yeah, that's a bit of TA for you guys, and let's jump into the technical indicator. Now straight off the bat on the 4 hourly chart, we're doing beautifully. I do have the 20 EMA up, the 55, the 100 EMA, and the 200 EMA up. We're on the 4 hourly chart. Potentially what we're starting to create over here is a bull flag. So the start of this impulsive wave all the way to the top, and now we're correcting down in this kind of with this horizontal support and resistance line. This is called a bull flag because it does look like a flag. It's a bull flag because it occurs after an uptrend. If we were in a downtrend, the flag would be facing upwards, and that would be a bear flag, okay? This is a bull flag. The target is the pole. You take the pole and you place it on the resistance where you think the breakout will occur, and that is going to give you your target. So $146 is potentially what we're looking at. So we're just going to keep that there. Okay, that is going to be 147. I do apologize. I'll look for the 55 EMA on the 4 hourly chart as nice support. That is $95 at the minute, and that does co-align with the 0.618 that we just discussed. So on the 4 hourly chart, the RSI was overbought over here, and that's where I told you could start selling when the 4 hourly RSI gets into the overbought, which is above the 70 on the index. The stochastic RSI has reset, so potentially we're up for another impulsive wave. So if we break this resistance of this bull flag, then we invalidate the bull flag and we just continue with this consolidation period, which is healthy after an impulsive wave like this. But if we continue and do something like this, oh, I do apologize. My settings have reset for my indicators. I don't know why that happens. It's a bit annoying. So if you do something like this, then and you keep adhering to these support and resistance lines, then that's going to give you confidence to the fact that you're really in this bull flag. And I just gave you the breakout target, obviously. And yeah, let's jump into the daily chart and check out some of the indicators over there. Okay. So yeah, the RSI is, look at this, guys. This is so overbought. You're actually bouncing up the index on the 70. So, you know, it's really crazy. Solana is doing really crazy things right now, as you can see over here. We're in the overbought, and you're just gonna continue. If you do continue in this, it's great, but sooner or later you're just going to start coming back down to these levels over here. So that's where you potentially want to buy when you come back to these levels over here on Solana. Wait for the RSI to come back down. I wouldn't recommend buying right now by any means. So, just stay away from buying Solana right now. Okay, let's jump into the stochastic RSI. So on the daily, we are starting to climb up. So potentially take a look at the stochastic RSI on the daily chart. Once you start coming up to this area, that's where you want to sell if you're looking for short-term gains or you just want to take profits. But honestly, it's just worth taking profits right now. On the MACD, we're overextended. As you can see, the moving average, the blue line, I don't know if you can see it. The blue line is very overextended from the moving average, from the signal line. I do apologize. The blue line is the signal line. The red one is the moving average is the blue one. The red line is the signal one. I do apologize. I did mix it up a bit there, but potentially when we start correcting, you're going to get a confirmation with the bearish cross on the MACD, and that's when you're pretty much starting the correction for Solana, which is inevitable after a move like this. But you don't know when the move is going to come. So on the weekly chart, we are overbought on the weekly chart RSI. So as you can see, when you get to these levels over here, start coming back down. Potentially this is what you're looking. Maybe we have a bit of pullback, another impulsive wave, and then you have that massive correction for Solana. Or you just don't have the correction at all. You just consolidate and the RSI resets and you have another impulsive wave and you end up at $400 by the end of the cycle. That's possible, okay? That is possible. That's why I always say that you need to hold long term. But if you're looking for short term gains, I gave you your levels and you should have sold where you should have sold, okay? So the stochastic RSI on the weekly chart, there's still some room to go up from here. So potentially when you start coming up to these 120 levels, 110, that's where you want to start selling, okay? These 110 on the index, and that's where you see the correction. You buy when you come back here on the weekly chart, and you sell when you come back to these areas. So yeah, just explaining all the stuff. Probably a lot of you know that already, but there are a lot of new people watching the channel, so I'm trying to explain everything. The MACD, the moving average convergence divergence, is showing us that we're overextended as well. We're overbought. The moving average is far away from the red signal line, and that is confluence to the fact that we potentially are going to enter a deep correction for Solana relatively soon. And one thing that I want to say that look for the 20 EMA on the weekly chart as a nice support level, because if you started you adhere to this support line, it's great. You're in an uptrend across all the time charts, okay? And look for the daily 20 EMA as well and the daily 55 EMA. Those are some nice levels because you can just have a correction, wick down to the 55 and just continue on and march on. So yeah, you do have your target over here at $147. That is if we are in this bull flag, because it's still early to say, but if we continue in this movement towards the downside, then yeah, we are in a bull flag. That's pretty much it for me, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Hopefully you sold Solana where you should have sold. Hopefully you take your profits. But yeah, I'm gonna catch you in the next one. Goodbye and good night.